because I couldn't get to the point. So I think a lot about that, and I just realized that I want to ask you, how can one speak very concisely and very to the point very quickly? Because it seems that for you it's a talent. I think it is, actually, because also by looking at your first videos, you have this kind of thing, like you always had it. But how can one intentionally improve it? Because a talent, you have to, for someone else to improve and to get the same skill, it has to be something intentional. You have to know that you have to improve the thing, of course, and that you have to know how to do it. So I want to ask you what kind of advice can you give to someone like me?
One part of it can be preparedness. So if I must say, Arthur, both times I've brought you onto the call, you've not been ready. You've needed to mess around with some settings. They stand up quick, do this for the first few, like 30 seconds, 60 seconds of when I've brought you on stage. If we see this lack of preparedness in you in these calls, maybe that's something that you're bringing to the YouTube videos. Now, maybe it's true. Maybe I genetically was born kind of good at speaking. I don't think it's talents. Bear in mind, I've been recording YouTube videos since I was 12 or 13 years old, and I made a few hundred Minecraft videos where I spoke on the camera, and now I've made not far from 1,000 videos where I've spoke again to the camera. Scripted, no scripted. The one thing that I've pretty much always done is I've been at least somewhat mentally prepared for the task that I'm going to undertake. I talk to myself. I say what I'm going to say, the arguments that I'm going to make, I say them in my mind or even sometimes out loud like a psychopath before I go and record the video. So I've already formed 3 sentences that I know how to say with emotion, and I'm going to use them 17 minutes into the video. It looks totally fresh for the viewer. I've already been thinking about what I was going to say 3 days ago. Before this call, I'm reading your comments, I'm already thinking about what I was going to say. How prepared do you feel when you record videos?
It depends, to be honest. Like, there were some times I used to make some videos and it was kind of out of motivation, or really just, it happened one day. I just was at the gym and I just was thinking about some stuff, and I had just this realization, like, it was one sentence, and from that sentence I just went to a park after the gym. I just sit like with my back to a tree and I just made a video. And it was really beautiful because I was in park, like, and I also had, I still kind of have, like, shyness problems. Like, I don't feel completely confident in my skin, you can say. And it was incredible that I went, for example, in public, and I was just in this beautiful park, and I made a video, and it went good. It was really appreciated. But it's not something that you can replicate. Like, you can act out always from motivation, from inspiration. And there was a second time. It was the same time, like I told you about in the first call. So I had another time, like, an idea, and I started thinking about it for like 30 minutes. I started to think in my head